A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, in this video I would like to continue from our previous video session. Previous I've shown you how I make this from full assembly model to assembly drawing here. So, and also I have also shown you how I put the bill of materials here into the position. So inshallah in this video I would like to continue. So in this video session I would like to show you how we put labeling, or we call it balloons, in our assembly drawing. Okay, so in order for us to use balloons, so in the SolidWorks we have under a notation here, so we have option to do balloon or auto balloon. Firstly, let me show you how we use auto balloons. When we use auto balloons, when you click at auto balloon, so you have a panel on the left here. So the first thing that the message here, you have to select drawing sheets or views to insert the balloons. So in our case, let me select the, for example, if I select the top view, it will pop up auto balloons there. If I select the right view, so we have a single balloons here. And if I click at the section view here, hold on a second, so we have balloons there. Okay, we have balloons there. So one thing about this auto balloon, since auto balloon is simply SolidWorks just simply put it feed it all the balloons in automatically. So the downside about this auto balloon is that we have to manually adjust the way the positioning of the balloons. So because since the way of labeling, how the auto balloon labeling this component of our assembly is not as what as we want it to be. So by the way, in auto balloons you can after you put the auto balloon, you have to manually adjust. Like for example, in this component here, component like this one, you can simply move around. Okay, you can move around. Since auto balloon, another thing about it, we have some magnetic line, and we can put our line in the right location here. Okay, so sometimes with auto balloon, so you have to manually adjust the way so that the way the labeling is what kind the orientation that we want. So we got to manually adjust, like for example 4 like that. So we have to adjust it manually. So in our case here, I would like to show you, because since in my opinion, I prefer to use a balloon first, since this our in this video, so that we do the basic approach first instead of using automatic balloons. Let us do using balloons beside auto balloons. Okay. Okay, in order for us to do balloons, we just click at balloon. The good side, even the balloon is not automatic. The good side about balloon, since we can use balloon, we can the orientation that we want to label our components. Like for example, in our case here, like this component here, this glass suction cup mount holder, most of our component is some of our component is in internal part, so we couldn't view it either on the top view or the right view here. So most of the component, interior component, can be viewed in this section view here. So most of our labeling will be in our front view to show the interior component. Okay, so maybe some of the component, like for example this mount plate here, can be labeled at this top view, or in the right view we can show our component like this casing here. Okay, like for example this right connector gear or left connector gear here. And most of the interior component that cannot be seen, we can show it in our section view. So I think we have to do it manually rather than using auto balloons. So I don't think so it's a long process to use basic balloons. So if you look at our bill of materials here, we have our number 1. So the way we put our balloon is, I would suggest that we should put our balloons in order of our part number here, the order of our list of materials. So let's go for component number 1 first, is our bottom support. Okay, I just would like to remind to you guys again, so this is not because I try to make short in this video, so the name of this component is not appropriate. So just because I want to make it short, so I think you guys can rename it, all of your components appropriately based on you got to know each component of your project, so you got to name your component appropriately. So like for example, our component number 1 is a bottom support here. So we label first the component number 1, we do it step by step. So our bottom support here, so this is a bottom support, so we can either put it here or put it to your left, our bottom support. Then we drag it manually somewhere around here. So we have component number 1. So let's put it in order as listed in this BOM. So number 2 is testing wrap. Testing wrap is this component. Okay, this will be our component number 2. And the next thing is the component number 3 is our suction cup. Suction cup is the most bottom in a component in our project. At the bottom you have suction cup, so the appropriate view will be on the right view. Sorry, this component number 4. We have component number 2, 1, 2. So where is 3? 3 is our suction cup vertical key. Okay, suction cup vertical key will be, the appropriate view is our section view. So we have in the middle here is our suction cup vertical key, so we can put it at this location, number 3. And number 5, tightening pin. So we cannot put labeling tightening pin in this right view since this is not tightening pin is our interior component, so we should put it at the section view here. If you look, it was we have some yellow dot line here, so it means that it's in a line. Okay, that's our component 5, so we got to do it manually. 6, we have bottom support connect, so we have casing. This is a casing, so the appropriate view will be our right view. We have for example, we have 7 connect spring. We have spring, so spring cannot be seen here, so the spring is our interior component. So the right view is our section view, so carefully we select the spring, make sure that it's listed there, the spring, then we put it in this view. And we have what else? We have 8 vertical bottom gear. Also vertical bottom gear is in our interior component. So we got to put it in our section view. Our vertical bottom gear is here, okay, or here. So let me put it in this direction. Okay, component number 8, and screw for vertical support, also our interior component. So this is our screw for vertical support. Let me put it in this view. We have then right gear connector. Okay, our right gear 10 and 11 right gear connector, left gear connector. So the appropriate view will be our right view. Okay, see, this will be our right gear connector, and this will be our, if you look, it's automatic line. If I'm not mistaken, it will, or later on we can do alignment. Okay, it's a line here. If we have a yellow line, that means that in a line with the, so we have 10 and 11 there. Then we have a 12 gear connector. Gear connector is in the middle. Just to mention to you guys again, don't follow as the way I name the component. So we got to rename your component, or you save your part file by appropriate name. Okay, we have what, 12 gear connector. Gear connector should be in the middle. So we have a right gear connector, left gear connector here. So in the middle here should be our gear connector. We can either put it in this right view, or okay, let's put it in the, I think more appropriate is we put it here, because here we have a clear view of this gear connector. Okay, we have number 12, number 13, spring for gear connector. Spring is also in interior component here. So the spring, as you can see, the spring, I just redo it again. The spring here is not in sectioning. So in the previous video, I've shown you how we right click at the section view viewport and we can select the spring. So I do some modification in this video. I've done some modification, but the spring is not in cutting section. So carefully we select our meshway is listed spring there. So we have sorry for this. I think it should not be, we delete, we already, I think we have already, yes, we already labeled this component number 7. What I mean is component we have spring for gear connector. Spring for gear connector is the location is, since this is a cutting section, so the spring is in the middle here, somewhere around here, interior component here. We have a compression spring there, so it cannot be seen in this right view or even in the top view here. Okay, so the best view is our section view here. So if we zoom it closely, we have a portion of the spring been cut. Okay, so we listed there the spring for gear connector. Then I click at this balloon again. I click at this balloon, then make sure that it's listed spring for gear connector. Let me zoom out a little bit, and let me put it at this. Make sure it is in a line. Okay, let me click OK first, then let me simply I drag this component here to adjust it. Okay, we have 12 already, and we have 7 more to go. 13 spring for gear connector is done. We have done 13, and we have not 14. We have bolt. Also bolt, we should put it in this view. And since we didn't put any labeling on this top view, so it would be nice if we distribute it evenly on all 3 views. So we have where we have bolt just now, control knob. Okay, let me put the control knob here in our top view so that we have something in the top view to label. Okay, make sure that it's in a line, so it will be our 15. The control knob, just to mention, control knob, we have two components in our assembly, and also the bolt, we have two components, so we don't have to label it twice. Okay, since we have this control knob, and also we have another disposition control knob, we don't have to label it twice, so it is known that we have two components there in our assembly. Okay, another thing is a cap for gear connector. The cap for gear connector is something is quite small component, so it cannot be viewed either in section view or in the top view here. So the only view that we can show our cap for our casing of this gear. So this is our cap. If we there, it's listed there. If you slightly cap for gear connector, then we can label our cap here. So let me make sure that it's aligned. So okay, this is our component number 16. We have 3 more to go. Mid slot is our we cannot, the best view to show our mid slot is also in our section view. Okay, make sure it is in a line with this. We don't have to be that accurate to be in a line. Okay, as long as it's quite in a line, vertical line. So we have 17, we have 18 mount plate, so the best way to label mount plate, so let's put it on the top view for our mount plate, and also the screw for mount plate and also in our top view. So because the top view clearly shown the mount plate and the, let's put it okay. I think we have done for our labeling. Okay, let me drag a little bit our mount plate. Right, okay, we have done our labeling. Then we click OK. So we have labeling our component. Alright, so another thing, make sure that when you do sectioning, automatically SolidWorks will pull your section title here. So make sure you got to move it, put it in the your section title here. So make sure in the right position there. So now, okay, another thing that I would like to mention to you, you got to make sure that since our project here is in full scale, the view, so under scale here is not scale 1 2, so we got to hold on, first we got to make sure that the scale is under. So we got to make sure the scale is have to be full scale. So in order for us to edit this title block, we got to edit here. We go to sheet format, so then we can retype our scale is 1 1. Okay, so this image is in full scale. So we go to edit back, then we go to sheet. So make sure that you complete all your title block here. So you can see, since this we don't have to put material here, so our title should be, if I go to sheet format again, for example, your title here should be let me type, hold on. Okay, let me retype it. Title full assembly. Hold on, got to move it somewhere around here, and also I think the font here have got to make it bigger. Got to move it full assembly. Alright, so we have an so you guys got to complete all the appropriate you got to complete your title block here. Okay, so make sure that your title block you have a third angle projection. I think I've already downloaded to your Dropbox this template of this A3 size. Okay, you can use my template for your drawing template. Okay, so we go back to sheet. Now we have our assembly drawing. Okay, assembly drawing complete with this balloons labeling. So make sure that your bill of materials here is completed. Okay, alright, I think that's all for this video session. Okay, thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys can use this video as your reference to do your assembly drawing. Okay, so inshallah I will be seeing you guys for the next video session for how we could do exploded drawing. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.